Is it on?
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's on.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Witches and Wine. This is the show where we talk about witchy stuff and we drink wine. Clink and drink.
And she is our hostess with the mostest, Lola Stone.
Thank you for reminding me who I am. Ooh. Oh my god, this is great. So, this is a special episode because we are at Hekate Sickle. And if you don't know what that is, we have talked about it many, many times. Go to the ATC website, look up Hekate Sickle. It's amazing. We are in a cabin. We have a wonderful live studio audience. And it's awesome. So before we start our show, we want to talk about this amazing mead. It's not wine, so it's like witches.
It is wine.
It's wine, yeah.
It's a honey wine.
It's a honey wine. We want to talk about the wine mead that we're drinking tonight. So the people that brewed this is a homebrew, are often our studio audience. And we have a really awesome studio audience. So this was made by Vixen and
Bjorn.
Vixen.
Fox and Bear.
Fox and Bear. So can you guys off camera talk about the flavors? And I mean, I taste honey, I taste magic, I taste love. Want to talk about it?
That's it.
Oh, it's
honey, magic,
and love.
In a bottle.
In a bottle. Clink and drink. Oh my god, this is like highly addictive. So tonight we have a very special guest, and I forgot your last name because I'm a little intoxicated with wine. Karin
Olsen.
Olsen! Karin Olsen! Everyone welcome Karin!
Now that all our viewers are deaf.
Yeah. So Karin is like this woman of all talents. She has so much she offers to the community. So first of all, let's like get this part out of the way. You have a store.
Yeah.
And where is your store located?
In Olympia, Washington, Radiance Herbs and Massage.
Awesome. And how long have you been the proprietor of that store? Thank you.
I've owned Radiance for 13 years, but the store's been around for 42 years.
Oh my god.
That's impressive.
It's
amazing.
It's been woman-owned for 42 years, which is pretty cool.
That's really
amazing.
impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive. So if you're in Tacoma, visit her store.
Olympia.
Oh, did I say?
You said Tacoma and it's in Olympia.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're in Tacoma, drive.
If you're in Spokane, drive to Olympia.
Yeah.
If you're in Washington, drive to Olympia.
It's called Witches
Go
and
to
Wine for a
Radiance Herbs and
reason.
Massage.
Yeah.
So if you are somewhere that's not in Olympia, drive to Olympia and visit her store. So besides having this great store, you are so wonderful. I love you already because you're putting up with me. Besides having this great store, we were talking earlier about, first of all, you don't identify as being Wiccan.
Right.
You were raised, luckily, you said, in a non-Christian family.
Right.
Now, can you explain why that's lucky? Like what makes that lucky for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people have to navigate kind of unlearning some spiritual
Dogma?
ways of being.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I feel lucky in that I didn't have to unlearn anything.
Yeah.
And so my family wasn't pagan, so to speak, but they were spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in fact, I like to tell a story that when I was in my early teens, I told my parents I wanted to go to youth group, and they said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yeah, I have some friends going, and I think it'll be really fun."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Okay, if it doesn't work out, we'll come get you."
So like the coolest parents ever.
Supportive parents.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they were, and I have a very strong like Northern European ancestry. Scandinavia, and so I think we just have more of a kind of pagan feel in general in our household, and that we were conscientious about being attentive to things like recycling and caring for the earth and those kinds of things, and
So pagan before you even knew you were pagan. Like you didn't identify as pagan, but
Yeah.
You were doing kind of pagan things.
Mhm.
Now you were talking about like more northern, like more like Norse. Does that?
Yeah.
So this whole Hekate
Oh my
Sickle,
god,
is this like?
is like my dream come true.
Oh, that's amazing.
This is
yeah.
so fabulous. It's
Yeah,
been-
This year's sort of theme is Norse,
Yeah.
it covers a broad variety of different topics, but it's sort of a Norse theme overall.
Yeah. So
It
this
varies
is
from
great
year
for
to
you.
year.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you've come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been really amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is my, well, you can see my bracelet. So
You have a whole stack.
She has a
I've
whole
been
stack.
to,
I would
I've
have a
been
whole
to-
stack except that I forgot them at home.
Well, I lost some of mine, so yeah.
I've been to a couple ETC events.
Just a few.
You look like Madonna in the '80s when she had the bangles, like
Yeah,
the leather. Yeah,
totally.
it's like yeah.
Yeah, so I've been, in fact, I just recently was looking at my calendar and realized that I think it was 7 years ago that I went to my first Spring Mysteries.
Yeah.
And really, it was actually the kind of turning point for me 7 or 8 years ago when I was like, I gotta get serious about my spiritual life
Yeah.
and really focus in and kind of, you know, really explore what's right for me.
Yeah.
And the first place I came was Spring Mysteries, and it was really good for me to, so, little pitch for this, you know, event. I totally recommend it for anyone who is trying to deepen their connection to their spiritual life.
Yeah.
Because the folks that put on this event are really,
for the moment.
They're devoted,
they're really devoted.
And they're-
This takes a tremendous amount of effort to pull this thing off.
and they are heading in a direction that is so like so right. Like it really is amazing and spiritual, and they don't leave out anyone. It's
Well,
like you can all gather.
They've been on that track for 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just a continuation of that. They've been starting and getting the baby steps, and they're starting to really gain traction now, I think.
And that's shameless plug for ATC.
Yay,
Thank me later, Bella.
Spring
So-
Mysteries, Hekate Sickle Festival,
Yes.
those are the two they put on every year. They're fabulous. Come
Yes, and if you want more information, we'll give you how to do that later. So, we have a party going on, so, I mean, you know, you might hear, like, distractions, so.
A tiny little bit of background noise.
Sister from another mister is here! Yay! Alright, so. Wow! You're so paused!
I'm having a great time.
Yay!
Which is legal here.
Yes.
For all you YouTube viewers, that's legal here.
Hey, I'll be hitting that up later. So, I want to talk about.
We're not quite as good as Canada yet, but
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Oh, we're fine.
This is only in private residence and only because it's legal. 100% genuine.
So I want to talk about. So you grew up with this very open-minded family and spiritual. So when was it in your life that you realized? Because you say you are not Wiccan, but you said what do you call yourself? A healer? Or,
Yeah, I identify in 3 ways: as a healer, a teacher, and a seer.
Okay.
So I've been doing psychic work since I was about 18.
Nice.
My mom used to pretend that she reads palms.
Now, what do you mean by that? Pretend.
So what would happen is that we'd have people over to the house, and someone would say, "Oh, Carolyn can read your palm," and she would be like, "Ha ha ha, yeah, I'll pretend to read your palm," and then she would do that, and she would really read their palm, and people would be like, "Oh my God, that's so true."
So like reality pretending.
Yes.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Reality TV.
And so after we did, we kind of, it was we did it playfully, and I think that's actually part of the reason why it worked so well is because we weren't
Taking it
attached to a
seriously,
particular
yeah.
outcome, and we were because there is this, with psychic development, I think there is this element of you have to use your creative mind.
Yeah.
And so we were using our creative mind, and so, and she would say, "Wow, looks like you didn't really connect with your family until you were 5," and they'd be like, "Oh my God, I was adopted when I was 5."
Oh
You know,
my gosh.
like, stuff like that happened all the time, and so we started realizing that we really
had a
good
talent
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
So we started doing that when I was like 18.
Yeah.
And I've always been attracted to teaching,
Mhm.
and partly because I feel like I learn so much when I teach, and when I take on a subject matter, I really have to dive deeply into it.
Mhm.
And then I also love the questions that people ask, then also create this greater depth.
Mhm.
And I really love to teach the same class a lot of times,
Mhm.
because it gets richer and richer and richer every time.
So do you feel like, have you always felt like a healer? Like, have you always had that instinct? Because people who like to heal are, I think they're just born with that. Like, they want to help, they want to heal, they want to. When did you first realize, besides your mom doing the fake readings or whatever, but was there a time in your life when you realized that?
You know, actually, I'd love to say, oh, I've totally been a healer
My whole life, yeah.
But actually,
Well, you can say
I
that.
can say that.
Yeah.
Well, I
You can
actually,
pretend to read palms.
We'll edit. We'll edit.
I graduated from college, and I did a solo trip to Europe. I backpacked through Europe for a year
Nice.
by myself,
Cool.
which was an amazing. And actually, in some ways, it was a very shamanic experience
Mhm.
to be alone traveling in many foreign countries for a year. But when I finished that, I was scared to death to go into the workforce and get kind of stuck in a job. And so I thought, well, I love school. College really worked for me.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll go back to school. And so I had a palm reading book, and in the back of the palm reading book it had massage schools listed. And so I decided to go to massage school.
Nice.
And so I went to massage school kind of just being like, oh, I can delay my like getting into the workforce thing.
You're adulting.
My
You're
adulting,
delaying
yeah, I
a
was
little
totally like,
bit
I'm
more.
not ready to.
Isn't that weird how we look at the esoteric or the metaphysical as not adulting? It's almost like, because you're
Escaping reality.
but
Yeah.
it's what calls to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to point that out, that you actually found a goal and you focused on it. That's adulting.
Yeah.
That's really adulting.
I fell madly in love with massage. I
Yeah.
had no idea how much I love doing one-on-one work with people.
Yeah.
And I still 20, oh my God. I always say I'm not this old, so I don't know how I can have been
5 years later.
24 years.
Right.
And you
doing body work.
started when you were 4.
I know,
Yeah.
right? So I fell in love with body work and with working with people in that way. And,
Yeah.
and seeing them let go of their pain and helping them transform their relationship with their body and all of that. So I feel really lucky to have found that work,
Yeah.
because I think it really has shaped me.
Is there anything that I'm gonna have an Oprah moment?
Are you gonna give everyone a car?
I want everyone a car.
Everybody look under your seat.
There's gum. Would that suck? Like on the Oprah show, you'd be like, everyone look under your seat. Oh, what the hell is this? It's all gum. Thanks, Oprah. Anyway, that's in my ideal world. So when you connected with body work and all of that, do you think, and you don't have to answer this, but do you think, because I always find people who like to heal have something from their childhood, because it sounds like you had kind of a cool childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no neglect or abuse, and we don't have to get into that, but
Yeah.
so you just wanted to heal because you were allowed to be free and choose what you want to do. Is that
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
that
I mean,
kind of
I had challenges.
yeah?
You know,
Well, no, I'm not saying you had
Yeah.
a really easy
It was
life.
so easy.
Yeah,
Super
whatever.
easy.
Yeah.
Everything.
My
was
mom might
just
see this
really
video,
slow.
so
Yeah.
I was a super awesome childhood mom.
Yeah. Because your mom is watching this. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a random abstract video, but hi, mom. She had a really good childhood.
It was the best thing ever.
You rule.
Look how cute she is.
She's amazing. You did such a good job.
So believable.
Yes. So
I think I of freedom though to be who I wanted to be.
Obviously.
That's
I mean,
a really
that-
important thing.
And
Yeah,
it's refreshing
definitely.
to hear that because I talk to people that are like, I wanted to become a healer because this
Blah, blah, blah,
happened
blah,
to me,
yeah.
or I was traumatized, or I was hurt, and I wanted to do. So it's really refreshing to hear someone say, yeah, I was allowed to just kind of,
Explore that avenue.
yeah, exactly. So I that's kind of what I wanted to touch upon is that you got to do what we all kind of wanted to do from a very young age is just let me be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this very kind of Norman Rockwell moment in when I was going to college. I had gone to college with the intent to get a business degree, which is hilarious because now I'm a business owner and I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years. The business degree was really not really a lot of fun, and it was a lot of numbers, and that's all I spend my time doing now.
Numbers,
anyways.
schmumbers.
But anyway, side note. I remember coming home from college one time and walking into the living room and having my dad like reading the paper and my mom's doing needlepoint, which she never did. It was this really freaky, weird minute. And I walked in and I'm like, okay, Mom and Dad, I've decided I'm not going to do a business degree. I want to pursue art.
Ooh, what?
And I ended up getting an art degree in photography.
And how were they with that?
Dad like put down the paper and Mom set the needlepoint aside and they said, wonderful daughter, whatever you'd like to do.
Really?
And I was like, okay, thanks. I think really they were just kind of thrilled that I might graduate from college. Like, whatever will get you through, babe, go for it. You know, I think that was really the moment, but it was such a weird, like, Norman Rockwell moment.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, this is weird. Like, no one's going to fight me about this? They're like, nope, we just want you to graduate.
I think it's especially funny that you point out that like your mom never did needlepoint and she was doing needlepoint in this one exact moment. Like it was so weird.
It was kind of meant to be that Norman Rockwell moment where you could like kind of break out of those barriers. It was very symbolic.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that you kind of have that energy. I mean, I'm just meeting you now, but you have that energy. You come from a place that was like free to be, you know, me. Wasn't that like a 70s? Anyone from the 70s?
Yes, I'm
free to be me.
Yes,
and what is it?
you and me.
Yes.
Yes.
And that was kind of that feel, and that's amazing, and that's why I'm so intrigued by your mind and your energy, because you were really lucky to have that. You were really lucky to have that kind of upbringing and that freedom.
Yeah.
And I think it really formed who you were.
Yeah.
Or who you were. Because you're not that anymore. Like, what was... Clink and drink.
We have real glasses. I thought we were going to end up with plastic, so.
So I want to talk about, we were talking earlier about the workshops, the classes that you teach. So can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I love teaching. That's definitely my heart's desire. And so I teach psychic protection classes.
Now can you talk, let's break this down.
Yeah.
So psychic protection, so would you like go into that more? Like what is that?
Yeah, actually the secret about that is that I really teach psychic hygiene. Everybody wants psychic protection, but it's really about psychic hygiene.
Would you explain that for the people that don't understand that? Because I totally get that, but can you please tell me? I already know, but for the people that don't know, that's because I'm...
For the studio audience.
Yes, for the studio audience, because these people don't understand, but please explain that to me.
It's learning grounding skills, it's learning clearing your field.
Okay.
You know, we're bombarded with so much, especially right now, horrible news every day. I mean,
what?
it's
a
constant what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And so that kind of stuff like gets on us and weighs us down. And so I think being able to clear our fields and ground ourselves and let go of the stuff that we can't.
I was just throwing it away.
Yeah.
But you happen to be in the line of...
So
he's got good shields, so he didn't take it off.
Yeah.
Throw it down there.
Yeah.
And part of that happened because the store. So, you know, we have this beautiful store with a massage therapy clinic, and It's a large space, like 4,000 square feet, and so we have a lot of retail space too. But we'd get people coming in all the time and standing in front of the sage sticks saying, oh my God, this weird thing's happening to me, I need psychic protection, you know, what's the book, what's the thing? And so that's part of the reason that I started teaching this, is because I saw this need of people being like, I don't know what to do, like, I have ghosties in my house, or
Ghosties?
like,
I love that.
the world's crazy and I can't.
And do you
The
get
world
people
is crazy.
do you get people that aren't of the witchy way? Like, do you get people that are
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was gonna say
non-pagans.
non-pagans?
Yeah, you know, I
and-
actually teach psychic protection for healthcare providers.
Oh,
that's
fabulous.
awesome.
How cool is that?
Oh my god.
That's
So needed, dude.
really
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
So I've had like doctors and chaplain and nurses and of course lots of massage therapists
Mhm.
come see me to learn this work because they are
It's important.
they're really in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because people are in crisis and
There's a
all
lot
that
that
kind
can
of
be. My mother-in-law is a nurse, so there is a lot that comes along with that. I just know, kind of from talking to her, I considered the field myself.
Yeah.
For reasons I chose not to, primarily because I spent a lot of time changing diapers and I didn't want to go through that again.
She has 5,000 kids.
I know
Fine.
that about her.
Okay. 5,000.
She had zeros.
I had zeros.
Well, you know, once you pass 2.
Yeah, it's 5,000. That's how I feel it.
I didn't have a chance to have 3. 3 came with number 4.
She had twins, so it just like she doubled up. So you teach to the I hate the muggles. Like the muggles learn, and I found that happens. Like those people that are so like, oh my god, that's, you know, all this new age esoteric whatever is like devil worship, but they're some of the clients that come to us and are like, I need help with this, I need protection, I need this, and I find that very interesting.
There's nothing in their faith that helps them deal with this type of stuff.
Yeah,
So they have to look outside.
they kind of have to go outside of the box.
Yeah.
Well, Olympia is a pretty woo-woo town.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's
It
lots
is.
of
It's really open. It's,
yeah,
it's fun.
it's
Yeah.
pretty it's cool that way.
Yeah. So can you tell me about more of these classes that you teach? So you have the psychic protection,
Yeah.
and what's like other classes that you teach?
I teach divination classes. I teach magical perfume classes.
Ooh.
You can't tell what we're interested
I
in.
know we're like ooh,
It's
yeah.
pretty fun. I'm a certified aromatherapist, so I
Ooh,
teach
nice.
a lot of essential oil classes
Yeah.
as well. The one class I'm really enjoying teaching right now is called So You Think You're a Witch. And so that's
I love that.
really fun for folks who are exploring pagan
Yeah.
or earth-centered religions,
Religions, yeah.
practices.
People who are just dipping their toes in.
Yeah, yeah.
Just,
Or
just getting into
looking
it.
for
Just
connection.
seeing something, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You think you're a witch? Is that the?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I love that.
So that's been really fun to teach. It's a 3-part class, and so we get to be together for 3 sessions. We do magic together, and so it's great for people to actually feel that happen
Yeah.
and feel that transformation that comes with
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and they can just feel a little tinglies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
And you were talking.
people seeking it. you know?
Yeah, and you were talking earlier about women's groups, and
Yeah.
that kind of spoke to me because I do a red tent in my town. So you were talking about the women's groups.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about that?
So for about, I think it's been 8 years, I've been holding space for a full moon gathering. And so I am fortunate to gather with, I think we have 7 women in our circle right now. And we've been gathering actually together for about 2 years.
Mhm.
So we have a closed circle so that, because what we found is in the very beginning we had a couple women who were going through really intense stuff like
Yeah.
divorcing their partners or
Oh,
having
yeah.
just intense things going on. And so we found that like people dropping in and out
Yeah.
was disruptive. And so once someone spent time telling the story about how their life was falling apart,
Yeah.
it's not really fun to do that the next time we meet
Yeah.
with the new people. And so we created a closed group
Okay.
that is a contained certain number
And
of
I
people.
totally understand that because like red tent is an open group,
Yeah.
And so you have to facilitate it a little differently.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand that there's going to be people that come there, women that come there, and they're going to want to vent and maybe just be there that one time. And they might bring the mood down, but we have to provide that safe space for them. So I understand the closed group, and I respect that because that would be great. But Red Tent is an open group, so there's a different way to facilitate it.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
totally get that. I totally get that.
The
Yeah,
nice thing too about doing a closed group is that we are able to go really deep together.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
we can dive in, we don't have to kind of, the container is already created.
yeah,
And the safety mechanisms
Yeah.
are in, so we can really drop it.
yeah. Sorry about. We have a hi, sweetie. We're filming.
New people coming in.
We have
so
a
I
lot
have
of
to wait.
people. We have people. We're filming. Make and drink! Woo!
Officially party status
Yeah.
right there.
We gotta drink and drink.
Show up.
Drink and drink.
House next door.
There's clinking.
There's clinking and drinking. There we go. Yep.
Hi, everybody.
So,
We
hi.
were here last year, but now we're there. So we just thought we'd come over and say
Yeah.
hi.
So, all right. So,
Because we didn't have to go very far.
can you tell me? Sorry, it's gonna happen. It's a party atmosphere. It's okay. So,
I have to get
why
my
is
robe
it
and my
important to you?
sword.
We were talking about women's groups. Why is it important to you group to have those?
Partly what I found really important was leading by women.
Yeah.
And so I originally thought about
With too
not full moon because
Yeah.
it changes.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
a Tuesday this month, a Wednesday next month, a
Yeah.
Saturday the month after.
Yeah.
And so, but I found that it was really important to let the moon guide us.
Okay, yeah.
Really be in time with the moon.
Absolutely.
And so the other, besides the full moon group, I also have space for a dark moon group.
I love that. Yeah.
And you might also notice that I don't say I lead them. And so
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I hold space for them, and part of it is because we are together. We create the circumstance. So we decide as a group what we're going to do. We
Yeah.
decide as a group what our focus will be. We decide what our ritual is. We decide what our process is as a community.
Yeah.
And so
Now, do you work with? You're not necessarily Wiccan, but do you work with any deities or spirit or
Yeah.
what do you usually work with?
yeah, so with the full moon group, our focus for probably 4 years, three or 4 years, we have been, one of the things that we do is that we use the Goddess Oracle deck. And every
Love
month,
that deck. I have that deck.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
the best.
it. Yeah.
so every month we pull a card, each of us pull a card, and then we work with that deity for the next 28 days. And so we get to
That's smart. I like
connect deeply, and it was awesome because we have one mom in the group who is a newish mother,
that. Yeah.
and so I remember distinctly her pulling Athena,
Yeah.
and we go away and do like the 28-day, time away, and then
Yeah.
we come back, and she's like, oh my god, I didn't have time.
Yeah.
I was so busy, like, fighting for my family.
Yeah.
Doing all this, like, leadership work.
Yeah.
My son's
I didn't have
school
time to
and-
do this stuff because I was doing the stuff.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And so it's so fabulous because the goddesses work with us.
Yeah.
Whether
Absolutely.
we work with them or not.
Yeah.
And so that's been really amazing.
So you do a lot of goddess work,
Yeah.
and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so the other thing that we've discovered as a community is that we found that we would kind of find our patron goddesses through
Okay.
this process.
Yeah.
And so either the goddesses would come through again, or we would work that 28 days with them and then be like, you know what? Freya, she's not done with me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I know I need to continue my work with her. And so that's been really amazing too, is
Yeah.
that we've kind of found each of us have found our patron goddesses.
Yeah.
and been able to do deeper work with them, even though some of us can, sometimes women are like, I'm not gonna pull a card because I got this other thing going on that's.
Yeah.
And so,
Clink and drink.
Yeah,
it's
I love that.
an amazing practice.
That's amazing. So I don't want to cut you short, but I think people want to party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
and so they're all going into the kitchen. So I want to be. I don't want us to be like silence on the set. You know. So
We don't want to diva up.
yeah, we don't want to diva up. So is there anything else you want to add or plug, or is there anything the ones that are here want to contribute to the conversation or ask a question or
comments,
whatever? Is there anything?
If you need to go.
You look like your wheels are turning. Or is that just the look on your face?
That might be the Mead.
That's just my face.
Oh, okay. That's just your face.
She has an inquisitive mind.
I'm like, she's always going. Okay.
Yeah, she is.
Well, thank you so much.
I am so honored to be
Thank you.
asked.
This has
Thank
been,
you.
and thank you for we just kind of pulled this out of our butts. I mean, I'm sorry.
What a beautiful butt baby it was.
They're cute.
They're cute butt babies.
It was a little butt nugget.
It was a butt
A
nugget.
butt nugget. Oh,
We just
Lordy.
kind of digressed. We just took a little.
Remember,
Nose
you asked
dive.
for that.
I know! I asked for questions or comments and I got butt nugget.
Hey, you brought up your butt.
I didn't bring your butt into
I
the
told you this is not a classy show. I mean, we can talk about butt nuggets and
We talk
spirituality
about
in the
she
same segment. It's
and
okay.
we drink wine.
And we clink and drink.
Clink, clink.
Clink and drink, yes.
Decide not to do two segments. You just.
All right, well, thank you so much. So, if you want to be a guest on our show, if you have any questions,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Islene is going to give you the email address. What's the email address?
Crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
And what is that again?
Crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
So thank you for joining us, and remember, be kind to one another, walk with the goddess, and until next time, blessed be. Clink and drink.
I will get you to remember that one day.
I will, but we now need someone to push the stop.
I'll just do it.
Oh, you got it. Just push that. Yeah. 'cause-
Yay!